Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on a Saturday morning, quite early today, and I've brought down Anna and the kids, and we're going to have quite a big harvest day, summer harvest. We've got all the onions, garlic, all to come out of the beds. We're also going to harvest broad beans and peas, and yeah, have a look around and see what else is going on. Absolutely tons of lettuce, so we'll probably pick some more of that, although I think we've still got quite a lot at home. Yeah, so we're gonna have a big old harvest. I'll show you what we're gonna harvest, and yeah, and then I'll have everything needs a good water as well. We had some quite big storms this week, big thunderstorms, so I haven't been down too much because it rained quite a lot, but yeah, it's all looking good, all growing. We'll get our harvesting done, and then I'll have a look around. I did forget to bring down the plants that I was going to put in the place, so I'll have to do that next week. I've got a load of beans to go in, and I've got some pumpkins and butternut squash, but I forgot those, so I'll have to do that next week, but that's okay, plenty to do today. So the first bed we're going to harvest is these red onions. So I grew these from sets last year, end of last year. So we're going to pull them up, and we're going to get up the elephant garlic at the end of the bed as well. The kids have harvested the onions, the red onions, and there's some good sized ones. Done better this year. So there are some little tiny ones in there, but yeah, I think there's probably like 10, more than 10 in there. So yeah, good little harvest. So next up, we're going to harvest these two garlic beds. So two different varieties. But yeah, they're all starting to go yellow and over now. This one they all fell over a little while ago, but I think there's some good ones in there. So we'll get those out. And yeah, these ones as well. So here's the garlic from the first bed. We've got 16 bulbs, and some of them are huge. So really happy with that this year, much bigger than the ones we had last year. So I'll have to make a note of what they were and try them again next year, I think. So we've got our second bed of garlic up, and again, these are absolutely amazing. Wasn't expecting this at all. They are huge, some of these. And this was a normal variety, this wasn't an elephant variety. But yeah, absolutely amazing. I think there's 12 bulbs there. But yeah, between that lot and those and the elephant garlic, that's going to see us for a long, long time, I think. So here's our broad bean harvest for today. Not too many is enough there for a nice meal. There's loads more on the plant that are still growing, so we'll leave them going, but that's nice for a meal. The peas, there's loads of peas on there. They're not massive yet, so we're going to leave them for another week or two. We have got a bed at home as well that's doing quite well, and we've been eating those. So yeah, but we'll leave them for a little bit. And next we're going to do the courgettes. There's quite a few on here that definitely need picking now. They're pretty big, so yeah, we're going to harvest them next. Here's our courgette harvest. So we've got 6 today. We did a couple, we've got another bed at home with 2 plants in. We harvested a couple from there as well. Yeah, they're good size. Got some smaller ones, a bit bigger. There's another probably 4 or 5 on the plants that are sort of that size. So another few days next week, and we'll have another nice harvest. So that's really good. So I think we've done all our harvesting for today. So really impressed with our garlic. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. So we've got 2 varieties of sort of normal sized garlic, and we've got our elephant garlic, which ironically is smaller than the other ones. We've got our red onions, and then we've also picked some chard, just some sort of microgreens, and we've got our broad beans, we've got our courgettes, and we picked a load more salad. So we've got 2 varieties of salad there. Yep, so that's all really good. So the garlic and onions I'll take home and dry out. I think it's supposed to be dry today, so I'll perhaps lay them out like this at home in the garden and yeah, let them dry out a bit before we start storing them. And obviously the courgettes, I think we're going to have stuffed courgette for dinner, so we'll use some of them, and I might freeze some of them. But yeah, really happy with that. It's nice to get a big harvest off the plot, and now we've got the beds to do other things with. So over here, so on plot 2, so these are our first earlies, these 2 beds. So really they could come up now or in the next few weeks. So probably leave them another 2-3 weeks. They are starting to sort of yellow, but we've got quite a lot of potatoes at the moment, so I'll leave them in for a little bit. The other 6 beds of potatoes there are all main crop, so they've got another few months yet, but they're looking really good. Up here, peas. We didn't harvest any peas today. We could. There's lots of pods on there, so we could harvest them for just to eat sort of whole. But we thought we'd leave them and let them develop nice peas. So yeah, there's quite a lot on there. All looking really good. Really happy with them this year. I was thinking of sowing at home some more peas, and then I'll be able to replace them when they're sort of done. Broad beans, so we did harvest a load of those, but there's a lot more on there, so hopefully in another few weeks, couple of weeks, they'll be ready for another harvest. But yeah, it's nice to get some of those out. These 2 beds are now empty, so at home I've got another big tray of beans, green beans, little dwarf plants to bring down. So I've got the green beans, I've also got the leeks I need to space out, and I've got pumpkins and squash to bring down. So I'm not sure if I might spread the leeks out into these 2, that side. Over in this bed, this longer bed, at the moment we've got these 2 courgette plants. So they've grown quite a bit this week actually, so they're looking pretty healthy. Obviously they're a long way behind the other ones, but hopefully towards the end of the season we'll get more out of them as the others start to get old and go over. That's my plan. But the rest of this bed is now empty, so I've got space easily for another 2, either butternut squash or pumpkin. I might put a pumpkin in here, and a butternut squash, and yeah, hopefully that'll keep that bed full. And then over here we've got all the leeks, so I had spread some of them out already, but there's that massive clump there, so I'll spread those out another week. And the lettuce, we've took that huge basket off, but there's still absolutely tons in here, so I might have to come down and harvest and share it out amongst other people. Don't really want it all to bolt or anything, so yeah, but we probably should think about sowing some more lettuce before this all goes over. Yeah, so I might do that at home, just sow a few, or perhaps down here in one of these beds. Over on plot 1, so the strawberries are doing okay. They definitely need a fence round them. I've noticed a lot of the other plots have got fences round, not over them, so I'm assuming it's the rabbits, things like that are eating them, not necessarily birds. But yeah, so this winter I'm definitely going to have to put some fencing around these, but they're doing okay. There's a few strawberries on them. These beds, so I did sow pumpkins in these, but they're still not shown up, so I think that's probably not going to happen. So what I might do is fill this up with beans. I have got the 2 beans in there already, so I might, when I bring that tray of beans down, I might use this bed for that. Perhaps put a little bit of the compost out, the compost bin on it as well. Chard's had a big week this week, I think. It's grown a lot. So again, I'll need to space these out at some point when other things come out later in the season. But yeah, happy that that's doing well, and we'll use some of it as microgreens before it gets too big. But yeah, happy that's all growing away. It's a nice crop to have in for winter, something at the plot in winter you can harvest. And these 4 are the butternut squash. So yeah, they're doing okay. Those 2 we planted last week, so they're nice to see they've done okay this week. And yeah, looking forward to them growing up. Got the rhubarbs doing okay. It's actually quite big now. Perhaps harvest some of that next week. We did harvest a load from our front garden yesterday and made some crumble, so it's nice to get some more of that. Beans are doing all right. They've bushed up quite a lot. There's these nice darker ones. Oh, that plant's fallen over. Yeah, they're starting to form beans, so hopefully we'll get some of them soon. Courgettes are doing well. As I said, there's still quite a few little courgettes on there, so yeah, hopefully we'll get another harvest in a week or so. And then just the potatoes across the back, these are doing okay. I do need to put something around them, cover them up. I noticed a few potatoes under this one over here the other day, so yeah, they definitely need some help covering them up with either soil or grass clippings or something. But other than that, they're doing pretty well, filling out nicely. And yeah, just ones over here as well. So I think that's all the jobs for today, other than giving everything a really good water. So I'm going to get my watering can out of the shed and have a good water of everything. It didn't rain yesterday, but the day before it had a really good soak. So it's not doing too badly, but yep, that's the last thing to do. And I think it's home for lunch. We'll go and use some of that nice garlic to make some dough balls to go with our pizza, I think, and use some of that lettuce. Yeah, hope you enjoyed having a look around the plot. Really nice to get some harvests now and start using some of this stuff we've been looking after for a long time. And yeah, hope you're keeping well and look forward to talking to you soon.